Welcome to this new series, and today we are going to be reviewing Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget for its 25th anniversary. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, you can't start the video without Santa. Who's Santa? Hi, my name's Santa. Anyway, first up we see Rocky telling a story, which is the first Chicken Run movie. After he tells that, we see Ginger and Rocky both together looking at their baby. Well, not born yet. Anyway, we see this montage of them trying to get it. We see when he's like, eggs up! Good grief, a live shell! Clear the area. And then, well, it looks like the baby dies, but then we just see that it landed in hay. Hatches, and it's Molly, the baby chick. And then we just see her, seeing her growing up until we see her about 10 to 13, I'll say. And then she has to go off the island, and then we have this thing, Ginger's memories and stuff, and about being locked up in the farm. And then she tells Rocky, and then about that, and then he makes popcorn, and then this farm is made, and then you have a meeting, but Molly ends up not being able to leave the island, so then she decides to sneak out at night, which kind of freaks out the two. Rocky and Ginger are really freaking out. So what they have to do, you have to go find her with the gang. But she ends up just going to that farm thing, and she meets Frizzle, who saw the trucks as well. So yeah, it's not the end of the story yet. Anyway, you get inside, and it's basically just a little fun place. But the outside's a bit scary, but they didn't realise that. Anyway, we've got next, they decide to go in. Rocky ends up getting inside a vent, so then he has to require Nick and Fletcher, which do a Mission Impossible joke. So Nick says it's an impossible mission, but Fletcher says, should it be the other way around? Which means Mission Impossible. So you get the joke there, don't you? I think it's really a joke, but it is to me. Anyway, carrying on, we have they get in, Nick and Fletcher go to the same event, and stuff. Anyway, carrying on, we have this bit where they when they anything they get in and stuff. And then we see Dr. Fry, who puts one of the collars on Frizzle. And Molly has to go find out what's going on, and Ginger finds her. Sorry. Anyway, carrying on, we have this bit where we see Mrs. Tweety. Yep, Melissa Tweety is back. Yo, she got crushed by a giant door. Like, what? You get crushed by a giant door? Well, she should die, but for some reason she survived that. Well, probably she's morphed. One of the oldest Hardman shows. She's probably just squished. And then when he opened it, she was all squished. But anyway, we have this bit where Rocky just knocks out the gang, but he's like, no, 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 we can't fly, we are chickens. Get out. Anyway, we go now. Ginger gets one of the collars. They fall into the silo and stuff. Then Rocky ends up coming. They all blame the three blame themselves, whilst the other gang are just trying to figure out how to get out. Then Mrs. Tweety uses the grinder. Bad idea. You're just trying to shred them to bits. Anyway, we end up seeing that. They escape by making popcorn using a giant rocket. Mac expects she loses them. Also, Mac is Scottish in Chicken Run for some reason. Anyway, and what happens is that anyway, so then what happens? They this video is sponsored by Racer. Okay, can we stop? Anyway, carrying on, we end up seeing this. Sorry, guys. No, that's not joking. Okay, and then what happens? They blow off the roof, and then they meet Fowler, who set up the escape. But then you have to go save the other chickens because they're not soon to, like you know. This video is actually sponsored by Racer. Okay, so stop it. Someone found my editor. I edited my own video. Anyway, what happened is that what they decided to do. They have decided to what they decided to do was go back and save the world. Well, save the ship. Anyway, what they did, they went in and decided and got and they decided to sell all the chickens. Mrs. Tweety into a giant nugget. Got dressed as a nugget. Anyway, but they do have anyway, we've also got like this thing where they have like this big chase where where sorry for all the silence. Sorry about that. Anyway, but what they did was that they ended up finding out that no, I'm only joking. They never found anything out. What happened is that they well, you know, they defeated Mrs. Tweety because Fowler hit her off. And then what happened is that, well, first Fowler got hit in the chest by a branch, and then his back got hit by another branch. And then what happened next is that anyway, what happens is that they ended up. Sorry for all of this. So then they escaped. They went back home, and then they had gone home. And then decided to attack another farm because they saw chickens, which were good by Molly and Frizzle. Anyway, then it was the end. And we also saw Fabulous Megro. But this is the next one, which was Wallace and Gromit, then Joe's Most Foul, which I'll do one day. Chicken Run one day, and then the next video will be dun, 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 the Emoji Movie. Dun, dun. Now my thoughts about this film. Well, even though that loads of people didn't like it, it's a good movie for me, and it's a very funny. It actually cheers me up. So for it is a 10 out of 10. like and subscribe if you want me to review the Emoji Movie. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.